So now we head into our final race before the lunch break. It's the first race for GKC100, the Gentleman Kart Challenge 100. So let's have a look at the starting grid ahead of this 14-minute plus one additional lap encounter. So after qualifying yesterday, Maurice Clear in the number 13 on the CRG Maxter starts from pole position, ahead of Maximilien Severin in the number 34. Pole position decided by just over half a tenth of a second. Marc Rissa in the number 85 on the Tony TM starts P3 ahead of the Tony Vortex entry, the number 30 of Yannick Eder. Martin ter Heijden in the number 91 on the Mach 1 Yami combination, joined by Daniel von Landenberg in the CRG Maxter in the number 23. Sascha Moore in the 29 and Andreas Schreder round out the top 8. Schreder running in the 81 and Stefan Aul and Patrick Labouche in the number 66 and the 6 completing the top 10. Rounding out the 16 strong, it is going to be Dennis Koch in the number 12. 69 of Mario Simon, Alexander Materna in the number 9, Udo Brunner in the number 19, Thomas Farhorst in number 10, and Eugene Ortlieb in the number 176. So good to hear these engines roaring around this 1,222-metre circuit. So I first got introduced to this championship last year when we had second round of the season here at Wackersdorf last year for RMC Germany. A really, really good championship. Great to see these older engines coming through and racing for our viewing pleasure. And it has been just over 10 months since we actually ventured to this track, because last year it was the 19th and 20th of September that round 2 took place, but Wackersdorf is our season opener for 2021. So we're going to see what is going to happen here. Looks like Dirk Holtz has joined according to the timing screens and is at the back end of the field, so has just broken the timing beam. So it will be Maurice Clear and Maximilien Severin that will start on the front row. They will begin proceedings. As with always, GKC100 starts with a rolling start, just like we have here in Rotax Max Challenge Germany. Out of the final corner they come, into the tram lines we go. The revs start to build, the lights go out, we're off and racing for the first of 2 races this weekend, and Maximilien Severin gets the jump on Maurice Clear going through turn 3 for the first time, but Clear back up the inside through turn 4. This could allow Marc Rissa in the 85 and Andreas Schreder to close in the battle for the lead, and then Yannick Eder rounding out the top 5 as they negotiate their way through turn 6 for the first time of asking. So 17 drivers have made it through onto this session. Dirk Holtz rounding out the top 16 at the moment, but there are second, third, fourth. It looks like Marc Rissa, I believe, has gotten up into second place. We'll find out momentarily. No, he's down in third behind Maximilien Severin, as it looks like Maurice Clear might have gotten a little bit of a getaway in the early throws of this race as they come out of the final couple of corners to start the second lap. It's Maximilien Severin that has got the lead. It's Maurice Clear that rounds out the top 2. Patrick Labouche back up into 10th position. Alexander Materna up into 13th. It looks like Eugene Ortlieb has dropped all the way down to 16th. Udo Brunner, I don't think, has managed to complete the first lap of asking, so already we're down to 16 drivers out of 17 after the first lap. No, Udo Brunner has gotten across the line, and my apologies there, I didn't see him turn up on the timing sheet, but the thing is that Udo Brunner was 9.2 seconds behind Eugene Ortlieb. But it's Maximilien Severin who started in second position. Maurice Clear started from pole, and Maurice Clear has got a gap to find, and that is 1.35 seconds. Around the final corner they come to complete lap 2. Severin now leads by nearly 1.6 seconds, as here comes Marc Rissa, steamrolling up the inside of Maurice Clear through turn 3, and waiting in the wings is Martin ter Heijden on the Mach 1 chassis, running with the Ayami power plants. So ter Heijden showcasing that he can wait and bide his time, but Maurice Clear looking to get past Marc Rissa for second place. Marc Rissa goes a little bit wide coming out of turn 8, but manages to pull it back into formation, going through the turn 9-10 chicane into turn number 11. And once again, and that is one of the carts by the sidelines. That's coming out of turn 3. So that could be possibly... I'm not too sure if that was the 91 of Martin ter Heijden. No, that might not be. That might be ter Heijden. I'm not sure. No, ter Heijden still running in 4th. So that's the 176. And that is Eugene Ortlieb that has just broken down. And Ortlieb running on the Express TM combination. So they try and get the cart out of harm's way and off the racing line. Double waved yellows going into turn 6. So that was Andreas Schrader that was... that had broken down coming out of turn number 3 and into the hairpin at 4. So Maximilien Severin has managed to scarper away into the distance like a scalded cat on a hot tin roof, and has managed to bridge a gap of nearly 2 seconds over the driver in second, which just so happens to be Marc Rissa. But Marc Rissa coming under fire from Maurice Clear. Across the line they go. Martin ter Heijden being closed in on by Yannick Eder. But Maurice Clear sets the fastest lap of the race early doors, and has just done that on lap 4. The number 13 has just put in a 51.381 second lap time here at Wackersdorf, and now sits behind Marc Rissa. The gap between them was about 0.16 over the stripe last time around, but it looks like the gaps are starting to increase. As now Maurice Clear has got Martin ter Heijden and Yannick Eder not too far behind, but ter Heijden trying to close in on Maurice Clear, who rounds out the top 3 positions. So 9 minutes and 40 seconds to go, plus an additional lap in this first of 2 races for the GKC100, the first of 5 rounds this year that culminates in the season finale at Kerpen in the penultimate weekend of October this year. So 9 minutes and 20 still to go. Plenty of action still to come this afternoon, but there is plenty here today. So the Gentleman Kart Challenge 100, they had a bolster of around about 50 drivers vesting their interest, which has increased year on year since 2017. The first round is here at Wackersdorf, as now it's getting a bit close between a few other drivers here. As you can just see, that is the 85, I believe, of Marc Rissa is being closed in on by Martin ter Heijden. That is the battle for P3, as now Maurice Clear has put in a 50.9, and he's got to within 3.5 tenths of Maximilien Severin in the 34 as they go through into turn 6. Maurice Clear took pole yesterday in qualifying, but now closing in, running on the CRG with a Maxter power plant, using that to good advantage, and he has taken chunks, literally chunks of time, as up the inside goes Martin ter Heijden on Marc Rissa. And Rissa has to briefly concede the position, but looks to get a counter-attack happening through turn number 12. And on this particular occasion, he can't make the job happen. So we go across the line to complete lap number 7. Severin and Clear were covered by just over 3 tenths. That gap has been more than halved. And there goes Clear up the inside of Severin to take the lead through into turn number 3, and gets the job completed by the apex of turn number 4. So Maximilien Severin leads the way, or did lead the way up until that particular point on lap number 8, where Maurice Clear took absolute chunks out of him. And over the last couple of laps, he's taken the best part of over 1.7 seconds before taking the lead on lap number 8 of this race. So a great job from Maximilien Severin to stay in the lead as long as he did. But Maurice Clear in that CRG Maxter package has really got that thing dialed in right now. We're just about to hit the halfway point, and Maurice Clear has just turned that into a 4.5 of a second advantage over Maximilien Severin. Martin ter Heijden rounds out the top 3 in the number 91. Marc Risse, 4th. Yannick Eder, Daniel von Landenberg, Sacha Moore, Mario Simon, Stefan Aul, Dennis Koch in 10th. Patrick Lebouche, Alexander Materna, Andreas Streder and Eugene Ortlieb both have retired on lap number 3. A real shame because they broke down within corners of each other. Thomas Verhorst rounds out the top 13. We're still waiting for Dirk Holtz and Udo Brunner to complete the top 15, which they do on the completion of lap number 8. Lap number 9 about to be in the books as Maurice Clear continues to lead, and his gap now is nearly 0.8 of a second ahead of Severin, with ter Heijden closing down on the number 34 for second position. As Marc Risse still ahead of Yannick Eder, who completes the top 5 as they make their way through. A lot of lateral change of momentum through the corners, sideways lateral momentum here at Wackersdorf, and you can just see the sidewalls are absolutely being tortured on these karts, irrespective of whether it's a GKC100 or a Rotax kart. They are both being put through the same punishment every single one of the 1,222 metre laps that this circuit has here in Wackersdorf. So looks like things are closing up. Ter Heijden closing in, looking up the inside of Severin for second, and he goes through on turn 3. And here comes Marc Risse up the inside and takes P3 away from Severin, who drops from second to 4th place in a matter of 2 respective corners. And now Yannick Eder fancies a bit of bite of the cherry as well. He's in 5th, and he's looking rather hungrily at the back bumper of Maximilien Severin. Mario Simon has parked the number 69 CRG Maxter, I'm afraid, on lap number 8, on lap number 9 of this race. So it becomes another retirement, as Yannick Eder will try and get into the slipstream of Maximilien Severin this particular time. Will he make the move? Looks to the outside through turn 3. Tries to get the cut through into turn 4, but Severin goes on the racing line and defends the position nice and neatly there. 4 1/4 minutes still to go, plus an additional lap. Double waved yellows again. Oh, now we've had someone. Now, who is that on the inside of turn number 4? That's the 103. That's Dirk Holtz on the Dino Vortex. And that car is now being pulled away by the driver out of harm's way. So that now means, well, let's see if he can. He's trying to push start it at the moment to see if he can get it going. So still double waved yellows coming through. And I think that I'm wondering if he's going to try and give that another try. But biggest question is, because drivers are getting rather up close and personal, and they are battling over position, Maurice Clear has now got a 2.1 second gap between himself and Martin ter Heijden, who's battling with Marc Risse over what is second position on the road. And hopefully, well, it looks like, yeah, I think that's the case. Dirk Holtz has parked it. Dirk Holtz has decided one good push is not enough to get the Vortex engine on that kart restarted. And that's a real shame for him. So we're down to 13 out of 17 drivers in this race. We have just over 3 minutes to go. And in a minute, Maurice Clear is in the clear. Pardon the pun there. That wasn't really intentional by any stretch of the imagination. But Maurice Clear has done a fantastic job. He took pole position. He initially got the chance to keep going, but it was Maximilien Severin that took the lead, and then who got literally pounced upon by Clear. And then ter Heijden and Risse went past the number 34 at the drop of a hat within a couple of corners. And now they're starting to pull away from the 34. Udo Brunner rounds out the 13 that are still circulating, and 12 laps have been completed by Udo Brunner, who is a lap down off of the leaders. Patrick Lebouche, Alexander Materna and Thomas Verhorst round out the top 12 positions. But it is Maurice Clear that is leading the way by a considerable margin, by nearly 2.3 seconds here as we enter into the last 2 minutes of the morning's action here at the season opener of Rotax Max Challenge Germany. Here at the Pro Kart Raceland circuit in Wackersdorf. It's great to see the Gentleman Kart Challenge back with us again on the calendar, even though it is for our opening round and their opening round, as it looks like that was Thomas Farhorst getting out of the way, as he's just had a lap put down on him. Thomas Farhorst running on the Intrepid with the KZH engine. But it has been pretty much a stalemate between these two here, Martin ter Heijden and Mark Husser, the number 95 and the 85, 91 and the 85 respectively. But Maurice Clear has been pushing quite hard in the last few laps, and last time around he's just put in a 50.984, his best lap of 50.918. But Martin ter Heijden, who runs in second position, has put in the best lap of anybody, a 50.835, done a few laps ago. But Mark Husser is closing in on the number 91 as we head into the last 50 or so seconds, plus an additional lap of this race. They've just gone through turn 6, into the left-hander into the right-hander at turn 7, into 8, into the chicane at turns 9 and 10. They've really kept going very, very well indeed. We will have 13 runners and riders finishing this race as we head into the last 30 seconds. We're on lap number 16 of the first of 2 races for the Gentleman Kart Challenge 100 here at Wackersdorf. And this will now be the penultimate lap as we're on to lap number 17 out of 18. Martin ter Heijden keeping Mark Husser at bay. And as I say that, Maurice Clear has just put in his personal best of 50.870 from the number 13. So these two drivers have pretty much kept each other honest. Maximilian Severin still rounds out the top 4 ahead of Yannick Eder in the number 30. Daniel von Landenberg rounds out the top 6 ahead of Sascha Moore. Stefan Aul and Dennis Koch, who rounds out the top 9. Patrick Labouche rounds out the top 10. But the timer has expired about 30 seconds ago. So final lap board is out for Maurice Clear. His lead over Martin ter Heijden is 3.285 seconds as here comes Mark Husser on the final lap. Through turn 3, gets the job done, neatly resecures P2 on the road through turn 3 and get the job completed by the apex of turn number 4. He waited and bided his time, did ter Heijden. And last time around, he was nearly 0.3 of a second quicker than ter Heijden, who's running on the Mark 1 chassis. But we're fast approaching the conclusion of the race as 13 drivers will complete it. But we now take a glance at our leader, and that is Maurice Clear, who now makes his way through the final couple of corners. And it's a significant win. Our pole sitter takes the race victory and starts celebrating. Well, he's got every right to do that early, and he wins by 3.5 seconds. So Maurice Clear on the CRG Maxter wins the opening race of the Gentleman Kart Challenge 100 here at Wackersdorf by 3.568 seconds. Let's have a look at the rest of the results, shall we? So Mark Husser would steal second like candy off a baby off of Martin ter Heijden, who finished in 3rd place, and that was through turn 3 on the final lap. Maximilian Severin in 4th place, who initially took the lead, would drop back and finish ahead of Yannick Eder by just under 0.6 of a second. Daniel von Landenberg in 6th ahead of Sascha Moore, who completed the top 7 places. Stefan Aul in 8th ahead of Dennis Koch. Patrick Labouche rounded out the top 10, having started in 10th position, with Alexander Materna, Thomas Farhorst and Udo Brunner rounding out the top 13 that completed the race itself. Unfortunately, we did have 4 retirements. Dirk Holtz on lap number 11, Mario Simon on lap 9, with Andreas Schroeder and Eugene Ortlieb unfortunately breaking down within corners of each other on lap number 3.